to a day in the life of a dog walker and trainer. Today is a fairly slow day since it's a week before Easter, but regardless, I usually wake up at 8 AM. I do a few bits around the house, get myself ready, and also Helga's food for the day. Here she's supervising that I do everything exactly right. Then I get her and myself ready to go for our morning walk. Our morning walks are usually an hour long, and most of the time we do training whilst we're out and about. On this morning's walk we focused on training for handling, and first up was muscle conditioning. She's been muscle conditioned for years, but every now and again we keep on top of her training. On most of our walks we have at least one play session. She loves to bite, tug and thrash, so our game of choice is tug. Keeping with the handling theme, we also practice some hand touches. This can be super useful when you need your dog to stand still whilst getting a checkup. After getting back from our walk, it's time for my second coffee of the day, as I'm not much of a breakfast person. We had some relaxing post-walk cuddles in the sun, and I had a bit of time to do some admin, so reply to messages, do invoices before heading off to my first client. First up was this sweet boy for a half an hour walk. He was still recovering from his surgery, so we kept our walk nice and calm with lots of sniffing and scent work inspired food games. Next up was a half an hour home visit for these two sweet spaniels. Then I have another half an hour home visit with this sweet boy where we play with a flirt pole, do some training and some scent work inspired food games. I then headed home as I roughly had an hour before my next appointment. I was greeted by this sweet face at the door, and her raw food delivery had just arrived, so I spent a bit of time sorting that out. I then had a quick snack and a coffee whilst Helga was trying to get me to play with a hose with her. I spent a bit of time de-shedding and brushing her as she was molting. And after that we did 20 minutes of scent detection. And then it was time for me to head off for a walk and train with this lovely young boy. We worked on his loose lead walking, everyday heel, as well as building his play. I then headed to my next walk and train with these guys. We worked on this boy's loose lead walking as well as starting to teach him a down. Next I took his sister out, who we also did some loose lead walking with, as well as add distractions and duration to her sits. I then headed home where I spent a bit of time with Helga before taking her out for her afternoon/evening walk. Of course we had to incorporate a play session, and we worked on her prey locking onto a toy. We also had a super short obedience session where we worked on her entrance to the ride. After we got back I made dinner and sent videos and wrote follow-ups for the walk and trains. I then wrapped up the evening by giving Helga all the leftover food we didn't use for training. I hope you guys enjoyed following along.